What's up, everybody? Welcome into Group Chat Football Live. I'm Peter Ariz alongside D Money, and we have some breaking news on the recruiting front this morning as one of the top offensive linemen in the country, Brysten Martinez, has committed to the LSU Tigers. This is a guy who's a number 53 rated player nationally on the 247 Sports composite, number 6 offensive tackle, number 5 player in the state of Louisiana, as I pull up his 247 page here. And a great pickup in state for Brian Kelly and his staff out of East Ascension High School in Gonzales, Louisiana.
Yeah, the jambalaya capital of the world. Go in there and grab I don't want to say college ready, but pretty darn close offensive tackle, 6'5", 290, body type, exactly what you're looking for. Really aggressive, drive blocking player. You'll pull up the clips in a minute. But I think what this represents is a concerted effort to lock down the best players in the state of Louisiana. You see right here, this guy just getting off the ball. He is a load. With Martinez, number 7 player in Louisiana, number 5, depending what you look at. But just look at the Louisiana as a whole. You got Lamar Brown, Blaine Bradford, Dylan Berryman, right? Jabari Mack. You already have committed Richard Anderson, Aiden Hall, now Martinez, Kenny Darby. Louisiana State has a chance to really lock down the state even more than they did last year, which was a pretty good year in state. Guys like Harlan Berry. This is a very, very loaded Louisiana class. As many as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in the top 100 nationally, and that could go up. A guy like Brysten Martinez right there on the outside, he can move into the top 100. Jabari Mack, same thing. So this is a chance to be one of those special Louisiana classes, and a guy like this who can really get after it, who helps your offensive line, which, look, you're starting to rebuild it now this year because you lose multiple NFL players, up to 4 guys going to the NFL draft. So it's important to rebuild the offensive line, starting with this past class and what they've done in the portal. But that doesn't stop. That continues. They've added some interior alignment through the portal who are going to help right away. This guy looks like an outside player all the way.
Yeah, and he also had an offer from Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Florida State, Oregon, Penn State, Tennessee, Texas. So this was a who's list of offers. And these clips were actually from his sophomore season. So he really doesn't, the first stuff that I showed there, it was stuff from a game earlier this season, but it was only like 38 seconds worth of clips. You really get a better idea here. And again, to think that this was over a year ago. So he doesn't look that far off from a body type standpoint from what you said earlier. And then just, again, looking at the tape here, it doesn't need to add a whole lot of weight, once he gets to the next level. He's pretty much there. The strength, the physicality, the maturity that comes with time and just with him getting in that college weight room. But, man, athletically, he looks pretty close to being there already.
Yeah, you talk about Richard Anderson, Aiden Hall, Kenny Darby, Ja'Kai Anderson, Jalen Chapman. This is an all Louisiana class to this point. You're adding Martinez, who, again, I said he was just outside the top 100, but you look at other ratings, he's number 53 overall. So really, you could argue he's a top 100 player depending what ranking you're using. So this is just a special year in the state of Louisiana, and getting this piece, this big-bodied piece, is going to make a major difference. Look at the quality of the guys that LSU's added so far with Anderson, again, local, top 100, Aiden Hall.
And both of them from Edna Carr. Great program. And by the way, for the LSU fans out there, one of my good friends, Stan Dobart, an Edna Carr legend out there. And listen, you got to lock down that program if you're LSU, knowing that the Alabamas of the world and everyone wants to get in there.
Yeah, and look, it's not only I've been mentioning Louisiana, but there are other big-time prospects that you're looking at in terms of, a guy like, Darius Gray out there in Virginia, right? That's a player that you could see LSU making a move on. They've already been working that player, extremely athletic, maybe undersized slightly, but really, really twitchy and talented 4-star offensive lineman from Richmond, Virginia. Somebody that, again, LSU is pushing to add, even though he is outside the state of Louisiana. So you take care of the home state, and then you hunt big game out of state. That's been the Louisiana State formula since Nick Saban was there. And you're starting to see it pick up. Last year's recruiting class was top 10. The portal class was number 1 in the pre-spring period. Offensive line heavy, more on the interior than the tackles. With guys like from Northwest, the interior line from Northwestern, Josh Thompson, interior lineman from Virginia Tech, Braylon Moore. Those guys will help right away, but you need to continue to restock. And this is a player who can help you, whether it's inside or where I expect him to play is that tackle with his length and athleticism.
Here's a video he shared back in May of 2023. So let's see if we see him here with the pancake emoji. Oh, there you go. Not hard to miss, or not hard to see that there. Look at this again, right in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, no, this is, and he must have been a rising sophomore when that video was. This is a guy that's been on the radar for a long, long time. LSU is notorious for winning battles in their own state, even more so than Alabama, more so than Georgia, more so than University of Texas. Of all the blue blood programs, in my opinion, the hardest school to beat in their turf is LSU. So you just continue to see that here. And I expect that theme to continue because they're off to such a pro-Louisiana start, and the state is still so loaded. And there are, big-time targets out there like Lamar Brown, like Blaine Bradford, like Dylan Berryman, like Jabari Mack, like Darius McKinley, just super, super talented dudes that they will continue to pursue.
And again, this is him going through pregame warmups earlier this year, but you see he's a big, flexible dude. And again, with some of these young offensive linemen, you've got to do a lot of, adding weight once they get onto campus. And then you got to figure out, well, how much weight can they handle? Can they stay flexible? Can they stay quick, athletic, all that? You're already seeing it with this young man. You see the length. You see his arms, how long they are. We understand how important that is for an offensive lineman. So again, I'm someone who's represented, not to toot my own horn here, but just to let the people understand, I've represented a first-round offensive tackle in Titus Howard with the Houston Texans out of Alabama State, who was a guy who was drafted solely on traits and athletic ability. You're seeing that sort of frame and athletic profile here with Brysten Martinez if you're an LSU fan.
Also a basketball player, Pete. I sent you some of his basketball highlights. I don't think he is going to be, reminding people of Shaq or Big Baby Davis out there, but Baby Davis is a great football player, by the way. I remember seeing his highlights in high school. He was a running back at times. He would have been just unreal if he would have suited up for the Tigers on the football field. But Martinez has played on the hardwood. He can move around a little bit. He has athleticism. Again, keeps his weight in check. We always like to look for basketball players when you're talking about offensive tackles in particular because of the footwork, the balance, the fluidity. So the fact that Martinez has that background, even if it's not, an elite basketball background, I think is something that is encouraging when you look at his profile. Yeah,
the video's loading here, so I'll have it up here in just a second. So here we go from his huddle page against Bourgeois High School. I guess I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm guessing that would be right in Louisiana. There it is.
Yeah, he moves. He moves around okay. You see the defensive presence right there.
Quick hands.
Yeah.
We'll look at that. 11 points, 8 rebounds. I did see another clip somewhere else of him with a couple blocks. So those weren't the best highlights right there. But he's a big body getting up and down that floor. That shows you something, I think.
Yeah, and he's get a lot of props here in all of his public statements to Brad Davis from the LSU staff. So he, that was a feather in his cap as far as recruiting. This is a player who, was excited to stay home. I don't know if he's going to be someone that they have to worry about losing. You never know for sure, but you see his quote here. I want to thank LSU for allowing me to continue my academic and athletic career in their hands, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. My dream has come true.
Here it is. Here it is.
Oh,
so he, I
look at the second jump
that. See, that was the second jump, right? I was going to say, I saw that clip earlier. It doesn't get the first one. Then he times this one really well here. High points the ball right there. Boom. Starts the fast break, gets it up the court. 20. So look at the stats here: 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks. So, yeah, man, he's got some ability.
Yeah, listen, Louisiana players bust at a much lower rate than other schools. I don't know any scientific fact on that, but that's certainly how it seems from someone from the outside. So you land enough top 100 caliber players from in-state. They're not all going to make it, but a lot of them will be in the pros and continuing a strong LSU tradition, which right now on the O-line, you'll see a lot of Tigers shaking either the commissioner's hand or just hearing their name called on draft day, starting with Will Campbell, but not stopping with Will Campbell. Had 3 in the Senior Bowl alone, not including Will Campbell. So this is a position that's losing a lot, but has been proven over time. And I think this 26th class is just going to replenish that, especially add a guy like Lamar Brown inside.
Huge pickup for LSU fans and college football fans. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. As we go live, man, whenever the biggest news happens in terms of recruiting, transfer portal, coaching moves, spring practice updates, and everything in between, Group Chat Sports, Group Chat Football Live. Appreciate everyone for tuning in today. See you guys later.